Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Spill the Tea. We're going to be talking about Love is Blind episodes 7 through 12. So let's get into it and let's cheers. I
Yes.
need to face my cup differently. Look at it.
Oh, yes. Cheers. You didn't cheers me.
Cheers. I had to show you the front because you can't see it.
Oh, okay. I see how you do. You
Yeah,
can't drink from the side because of the ears.
yeah. I'm going to stab my eyes out.
It's so cute.
Okay, so do you want to go start this one off?
I kind of didn't really put much. All I just say is I just kind of talked about the Joe and Megan. Not Joe and Megan. Gosh, Joe and my God, Madison. It was
Madison.
mostly, yeah, because they argued. They had a pretty big argument. And I think it's really the only thing I took notes on, mostly because I noticed, I did want to bring up that I noticed that Joe has no emotion at all. Like anytime they argue, I feel like he is just there, like with a blank slate. And I feel bad because I feel like I'm kind of like Madison. You could tell she's getting frustrated to the point where she's starting to lose her mind. She's getting louder and she's like, like when you scream and you just
Mhm.
like start, I just want to rip my hair out for her. I'm just like, and then him
Yeah.
saying, I don't know why you're upset. She literally gave you a list of 10 reasons, actually.
That pissed me off. Yeah, that pissed me off. I thought the same thing about Joe not having a lot of emotions. I don't know if he's disassociating in those moments. I don't know if he is just not mature emotionally, like, and is
Yeah.
not capable of showing those emotions, talking about those emotions and feelings. I don't know what it is with Joe, but yeah, he really pissed me the off too. The whole time I was just like, they just need to end it. They just need to end it. They shouldn't be together. Speaking of him, something that I did like want to briefly just say, the fact that he couldn't get his ass up to check on Madison when she was crying. Get your ass up and go see if she's okay. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are. That is common sense. If you are a decent human being and you see somebody's crying and you're not near them, you go check on them. That's just the nice thing to do. But he got his ass up to go get food when he was thinking about getting food. So I was like, this guy.
Yeah. He kind of really irritated me that episode. So I kind of slowly, because I know we wanted to condense it all. So I slowly just
Mhm.
wanted to talk about them this episode because I feel like this is kind of where you start to see that this is a pattern of his. She freaks out and all he does is just stand there and be like, I don't know what you want from me. Actually, she's told you exactly what she wants. And it's just going in one ear. Like you said, maybe he's disassociating. He's not there enough to
Yeah.
realize, hey, she just told me what's wrong. I do have to point out too, I don't know if you guys caught it, but during their argument, I don't know if the cameraman was paying attention to them arguing in real life with his real eyeballs or what, but they gave her a pretty long titty shot. Her boobs look good, but it was on her titties for a good minute. Like only her titties, probably this. Just this part of her body was shown for a short period of time during their argument. And I totally zoned out because I was looking at the titties. Then I had to go rewind to figure out what happened.
Cameraman either was so engulfed or was straight up like, damn, that's a nice rack.
Yeah. So I did want to bring that up about this episode because damn.
Yeah. It was like you were saying how she was telling him exactly how she was feeling, and he's like, I don't know what's wrong. For me, that was a prime example of a woman very clearly stating why she was upset, and the man just not listening or reciprocating any of it.
No, exactly. And let's say we have seen this in the past where girls have kind of said that this person isn't giving them what they want, but then they haven't told that person exactly what they want. And what bothers me
Yeah.
is I feel like Madison has been really clear about voicing how she feels at all the
Agreed.
time. She's really open about her feelings and what's bothering her to where he has no excuse to sit there and be like,
None.
I don't know what's wrong. It's it's so it's annoying because I really like Joe. He kind of had that playful personality.
To ask you that, I that was one of the things I wanted to ask you because you said that you loved Joe. So do you still
Yeah,
love Joe?
he just reminded me someone in high school that I would like to hang out with as like a friend. He has that like goofiness to him. The way him and Jordan joke around. I love his personality. Um he pissed me off. Actually, I really don't like him now. He's a horrible person. I
Yeah,
just yeah, I have a lot to say about Joe by the end of this, I'm sure, cuz
it
he knows.
was it was frustrating to watch for sure. I will say I think it takes a lot of guts to admit that somebody's not your person, and I am happy that he communicated that with her only because she deserves somebody who is fully 100 in on her. I just don't think they were gonna make it work. I mean, honestly, all they did was fight and have sex. So
No, exactly. The sex was good, but then sometimes like that's not I said
that's not
sometimes.
healthy.
Always. It's not a healthy way to deal with your problems.
Not
Um,
at all.
so, but I don't know. Is it gross to say they look like they would have good sex? Can I judge people like that? Is that
No,
weird?
I think that's valid because sometimes you see people and it's kind of like seeing people like, oh, they make a cute relationship. Oh, that like I feel
Yeah.
like they probably get along so well. I think it's the same with sex. I feel like you just kind of know.
Yeah, and I can conjure from them in the way they act together and the way they look. Like I believe that they had great sex, but I think they need more than that and um I just
Yeah,
you
because
know,
sex is important, but sex cannot hold a relationship together. There's so many more things that are also important in a relationship.
yeah, and a part of me wonders if Joe has commitment issues. But when it comes
I
down
was
to like the
wondering
real
that too.
deal, he stayed in a long-term relationship for 5 years. I feel like, okay, I got married after 5 years. You want to know that I would become physically abusive if this man decided on our wedding invitations that he didn't want to marry me. 5 years?
Oh, was this the one that he was going to get married? This was her, the 5 year girl. Maybe I didn't register that correctly. Because when he was talking about how he didn't want to send out invitations, I guess I
Yeah.
didn't process like he had been with her for 5 years and whatnot. That is strange.
Yeah,
That
because I'm saying that as someone who has been in a relationship for 5 years, I feel like us getting married was kind of just like it had to
the
happen.
next step. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
naturally
like,
the next step.
yeah, it wasn't something that we both like. I mean, he got on his knee, proposed. We had a normal wedding. But what I mean is like expectations in my mind when he got down on his knee, did he really think I was going to say no? Like we talked about it before. We were just like, okay, we know we want to get married, but we don't want to get married for kids just because we have kids together. So we're going to wait till we're ready. But we did. And I feel like I said, you're together for a long time. I would have lost my if he decided at the wedding invitation. That's too long. I don't know.
That
That's a
is
lot.
too long. Also because they say that men usually just know. Like men are usually like the first ones to know if they want
Okay.
to marry somebody or not. And I'm not saying men can't change their mind. But like you're saying, he was in a relationship for 5 years and all of a sudden now you don't want to get married, then why did you propose?
Yeah. And my thing is like, yeah, you were together for 5 years and nothing made you be like, hey, I don't want to be with this person. And then all of a sudden, when it comes down to invitations, you're like, actually, no. Like what?
Yeah, it has to be commitment issues. It's something deep down in him, or he could feel that he's not deserving of like a love or like a lifetime with somebody. So Joe needs to go to therapy, but also the entire cast needs to go to therapy. Everybody needs help. But I also am a firm believer everybody should go to therapy. I think therapy is great. You don't have to be up. You don't have to like have any crazy problems to be wanting to be a better person and work on yourself. But that cast got some issues, so they definitely need to work on their problems. Yeah. So you said there was 4 cast members off the top of your head that really needed therapy.
Yeah, I feel like they just weren't genuine. Honestly, I feel like
Agreed.
they weren't there for. the intentions of the show, I guess. It was more for the show, not to find love
Hmm.
kind of thing. I just kind of got those vibes from them.
I think it's very disappointing for me. So my favorite season is season one because I felt like that was the
Yeah.
most pure, genuine. Trust me, there's a lot of show in that too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and there's some people throughout the seasons to now that have found genuine love and connection. I don't know. Are we going to keep going on with this show? Because it's kind of getting to a point where I agree with you. I think people want to get on the show just to boost their socials and get brand deals and have kind of like their reality TV fame.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, why do it? I don't know. I feel like
I
it's
don't,
just four's a lot of people. This season sucked.
this season sucked. It sucked bad. Uh, little random things that I took note of. Why the does Anton not wash his fruit? That is criminal. That is like sociopathic. Who doesn't wash their fruit? That's weird.
I love
What do
when
you
she's
mean
like,
you don't
you're
wash
gonna
your
get
fruit?
worms.
Yeah. Like, oh my, like, oh, I don't know. That was just like, are there really people out there that buy fruit and just like, yeah, I'm just gonna eat it? No, we don't
I
do
wash
that
my
shit.
chicken before I cook it, okay? Have you felt chicken, how it's all slimy? I wash that off before I cook my chicken. So I can't imagine not cooking or not
Mm-mm.
washing your fruit or vegetables. Potatoes, weirdly, I was making potatoes the other day. Realized I don't wash my potatoes. There's hella dirt on them. I've been just
You
eating
don't wash
dirt.
your potatoes?
No, I've never
I
thought about
mean,
it.
I don't like potatoes, so I'm not like gonna cook potatoes for myself. But I know potatoes be dirty as.
Yeah, I was cutting them. Dirt falls on my cutting board. I was like, oh, I forgot these things are in the ground. I should probably start washing them.
Yeah, you little
I'm
weirdo.
alive. My kids are alive. We're good.
Just some extra seasoning.
Exactly. So, yeah, no, I thought that was funny too, especially when she called them out about it. She's like, you're going to get worms.
Yeah. And then what is the chicken smoothie? Jordan's chicken smoothie. I am worried about this guy. Why
So
don't you
gross.
just have a normal protein shake?
I don't know. I even like the, what do they have now? Pre-workout?
Hmm.
That stuff, let me tell you, you get on that, you can work out for days. I do that and clean my house.
He seems to only be doing it because he's focused on it being low calorie and such high protein. I mean, obviously, like he was fairly muscular, so I get it. He works out,
Mm.
but like, come on, dude. Like, I want to know how long has he been doing that? How many years? And how did it start? When he was like, I'm gonna blend up chicken and drink that for my mornings? That was not a normal like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do like were you manic? Like what is going on?
Did someone
I'm
break your
just
jaw?
curious about.
You're forced to drink it and now you like it. That's what I hope
Yeah.
happened. Because I hope he didn't be like, yeah, I'm going to blend this up and eat it. I'm sure I'm going to have to do a deep dive in that now later. I'm just going to look up weird that muscular guys eat for their protein. Because I'm sure there's a lot of weird shit
That
out there.
is that's definitely the weirdest I've ever come across or heard cuz no, that is a sin.
Yeah, yeah, I don't even want to think about that. Actually, never mind.
We had talked about previously how much we love Edmond and rooting for Edmond and all of that. I don't know how to feel about Edmond now, especially when KB had brought up how he's completely different off camera than he is on camera.
Yeah,
And I'm really sad that we don't get to see that side of him, right? Because it's not filmed, it's not aired. So I I just wish we got to see what she was experiencing because she was always upset about something he was doing
yeah.
and how she told him she was like, you know, you're making me look bad. I look like I'm always upset on camera and everything and you are acting like nothing happened. You're happy, go lucky, blah blah blah. And I do believe her, because why is someone just going to be upset if nothing happened? You
Yeah,
know?
and I feel like after she said that, I don't know about you, but I started like watching the way that he was, and I kind of feel it because there were times, other times where you could tell she was upset and she's just like looking at him and he's just like, "Oh, hi." Still his playful self, and that would irritate the
Hmm.
out of me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're fake as hell. Actually, I don't want to marry you because that's annoying, making me look like the crazy person because Netflix is going to edit it like that.
Hmm. Absolutely. And at first, I liked that he was vulnerable and was a sensitive guy, but he'd be crying all the time.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
like
too
the
much
fits.
for me.
It all started with him
I
throwing a fit about sex. After that is when his real personality started to come out, is what I noticed. You think back, he was cool, he was normal until he started crying about sex. And then every time he had a problem, he was like a 4-year old in a grocery store that you just told no. Like,
Yeah.
it
And we
was
did talk about
embarrassing.
that on the previous episodes, that we really didn't like that he was throwing a fit about not getting laid. Like, come on, grow
Yeah.
the up, dude.
No, exactly. And it kind of starts to like tumble into this like thing where it's like he does something wrong. Oh, I'm going to cry to get away from it. Or, just throw a fit and hopefully you'll just forgive me because I'm sad.
It reminded me of an experience I had in the past. I dated this guy who was very vulnerable and emotional, and he also cried every time that we were having a problem. And it was like, but I love you so much. He would do that. I love you so much. And I'm just like, you're not even listening to why I'm upset. Like, I don't want to hear that you love me right now. Like, can we talk about like the problem?
Yeah.
And
Like,
seeing
okay, I get
Edmond
that.
now,
You
and
can
I'm
still
like,
love someone then have a problem.
yeah. So I feel bad for KB. Because people like that do exist. And I've experienced it myself, and I just hate that. I hate that he turned so much, because I thought that I was really going to continue to love him, and now I'm kind of like, dang, dude, like you got some you got to work on. Like you can't cry to manipulate. In my opinion, I think the crying is like to make people feel bad so that you forget that there was a fight, and I do think that's the manipulation part of it.
Yeah, and when they're out looking over the scenery, there was two things that stuck out to me. One thing I hated that she did, and one thing I loved that she did. So I love that she was honest with him. She kind of laid it on the table for him to understand. I feel like he still didn't get it. She told him, "I don't mind forgiving things. I can let go. But the thing is I can't let shit go if you say it doesn't happen. You need to apologize. Say, hey, I know I did this wrong. I don't mind sweeping it under the rug as long as you come forward and apologize, which is great. At least she's willing to
Yeah,
move on and get past it as long as you're upfront. Because even then, some people aren't willing to do that. So I really like how she explained that to him and kind of like tried to make him
I
feel
did
like he could tell
too.
her things, but I feel like, it still didn't work.
No,
I
I
did
agree with
not
KB there,
like, I
because
feel
I
so
am the
bad.
same way.
Yeah, I don't like how she flipped out on him. Totally get it. It was probably a low point for her, especially she was probably super frustrated. She's trying to have fun on this
Mhm.
ski and he's just too busy worried about himself having fun to realize that she's not having fun. Like, yeah, this is your first time on it, but I'm still miserable because you're a dickhead, you know? And
And she did
I don't like she
later
called
come
him a
up and
bitch.
apologize for that. So I think that was good. I liked that she held herself accountable, and that's all she was asking for him too. She knew that that was wrong. She shouldn't be calling him out of his name. She was very mature with how she did handle that. Like after, it's just crazy that nobody got married. Very crazy.
No, exactly. I was just like, oh my
This is
God.
the first season
I
no one's
mean, I
gotten
thought
married.
I thought at least one person would have made it. I was
I thought so
for
too.
KB and Calabria. I thought they would have at least like kind of worked on it. Also,
You mean
I
Ed
my
and
brain right
Calabria?
now. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even realize I said that wrong. What is wrong with me today? Yeah, Ed and Calabria, but I'm talking about oh my God. Allie?
Ellie and
Aline?
Anton?
Anton, that no shocked me. I know she kind of had reservations and stuff, but
Yeah,
I didn't see her say no.
I think the reservations were from Anton's friend's girlfriend at the time. I don't remember her name. I think her name was, what was it, Melissa or something. Um,
I don't fucking know.
I'm shocked that she just didn't have a conversation with him about his lifestyle. I think that if that was something that really bothered her, why didn't she just have a conversation and ask, like, hey, how often do you go out and party with your friends? How often do you drink? How often do you go to the strip club? I think if those are things that bother her, that's a conversation you need to have with him. You know, because everyone is different. Just like every relationship's different. Some people don't care if like their man goes to the strip club. Some people go with their man, you know, like so if that was like kind of her hard limit, okay, communicate that with him. See if he does go all the
Yeah.
time and then tell him that hey, like that's just something I don't want my partner to do kind of thing.
No, exactly. So I did want to ask you your opinions on Allie and Anton. Like, how do you feel about them? Like, how they progressed and what has
Uh,
happened?
yeah, how they progressed. I mean, I will say I was kind of surprised that she ended up saying no, but looking back at the episodes, I think that their lifestyles were different. I really didn't like that her friends at the bachelorette party were like, but he's a truck
Oh,
driver. That was kind of weird to me
they
because, I
really
mean,
stressed out about the money. That was gross.
well, but I mean, anybody I know that's a truck drivers make good money. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was just because it's like, oh, you're gonna tell people he's a truck driver. I feel like it was kind of like literally the label alone. I thought that was strange. I do think that she was probably a little bit more high maintenance than what he probably would have been comfortable with in the end. You know, because she
Hmm.
wants to go get Botox. She wants to get all of these cosmetic things done to her. Fine, like whatever, that's what you want to
Yeah.
do. But if you guys have had that conversation of like, he's going to support her while she's in school, then yeah, I mean, he's the sole breadwinner. You guys kind of have that conversation about like, does it make sense for you to get all these things? Maybe we should be putting our money somewhere separate. So I think in the long term,
Yeah.
they just weren't aligned on their values and what they both wanted.
No, and I kind of struggled with I'm a very traditional person and I try not everybody's that way and it doesn't bother me. I don't care how you live your life, just like you shouldn't care how I live mine. Like whatever. But I think what really bothered me about her is not only her expecting to get the Botox when she stops working to go to school. She's like, okay, you're still going to pay the bills and I can still get Botox, right? And I think what also bothered me is she threw in there the fact that her mom cooks and cleans. Like, even when they were having the alcohol talk, and she's
That
like, if
part
that's a
bothered me
normal,
too.
yeah, when they were talking about the alcohol, she's like, if that's a normal, you need to let me know. And he's like, okay, well, is your normal not picking up after yourself and stuff? And she's like, yeah. And it really bothered me because I get it if that's your normal. If you went to school and your mom was there to support you full time, great. You have a great mother. But to me, you don't get to marry someone and expect them to pay your bills while you go to school. You want your Botox
Clean her
paid for, but you're not
bathroom.
going to cook and clean? Like, that's not a
Yeah.
child. No offense, but you are becoming a married woman. You having your mom pick up after you is no longer a responsibility of her. You become the woman of the house. You should have some of that responsibility. Asking for help, yeah, cool. But I'm sorry, like, you don't get to go to school full time and expect to not do anything and still get your ass wiped.
So I wanted to talk about that because I don't think it has anything to do with offending anybody. I don't think it has to do with traditional values versus progressive values. I think it is fully, if the roles were reversed, people would expect
Yeah.
him, okay, if you're going to go to school, then you have to clean up the house. You have to do this. But now he's the breadwinner and she's just going to school and you're expecting him to pay for all of your cosmetic stuff. That's great. But then you pick up the house. you help cook because he's literally going to be working the whole time. You know what I mean? And if that wasn't the case of like working out, then you talk about it. Hey, like, I don't mind cooking and cleaning, and I know that you're supporting us right now, but maybe every once in a while, like, you could also cook and like you could also clean, because I also don't think it should fully fall on just one person. I think you are teammates, it's a partnership. So I
No.
think that, like, if she's having a hard day, then he picks up that slack and vice versa. But yeah, I think that because of that situation, she definitely should have had slightly more percentage of her kind of taking care of the things around the house and picking up after
No,
herself.
exactly.
Why
Like,
is he gonna marry a child? You know, like, people would say the same
yeah,
thing
that's
if she was doing it.
yeah, it just comes down to it's like you have to give some, kind of that equal ship. Like you said, you don't
Yeah.
have to, it doesn't come down to you have these roles, he has these roles. It's like you're supposed to help together.
That's why I think you just talk about those things. Not everything is going to fit between person to person. Sometimes it's 50-50. Other times you're one person's doing 90%, the other person's doing 10%. As long as you both have communications about things, agree on different things, and come together when needed, I think it's fine. But I think him asking, like, hey, like, so is this your normal? I think he was trying to figure out, like, so if I'm going to support us while you're going to school, because he was fully okay with that, how is she going to? I think personally, if she gets into another relationship, I think maybe she's just the type of person that she wants a maid. And that's fine, but that's why I said I think that she was just too high maintenance for him. I don't think they were the right match in the
Yeah,
end.
I don't think, no, she would have probably ended up divorcing him because of the lifestyle she couldn't live.
I
She'd have
agree.
responsibility.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap the episode up is when the couples meet up again, and then the other cast members also meet up after
Yes, yes.
everything. I really appreciated Anna calling out Patrick, because she basically, I think she said, picking someone else means she was never his number one.
Yeah, I think again, Patrick seems to put his foot in his mouth every time he speaks to women. She basically was very honest and truthful, and it was that truthfulness that he needed to hear, but I still feel like he kind of backpedaled, because he was just like, well, I still thought about you. She was a distant second. It's just, I don't know.
I think
It all
as
comes down
women,
to he doesn't
I
make
just think as
sense.
women, we we want someone to pick us. If we're not your first choice, then we don't want it, right? We're not going to be somebody's seconds, or we're just, choose us or just move on with your life. And I think Anna just really proved that, and she knows her worth. Like, she's not going to then go backtrack and be with someone that doesn't fully have 100% into her. And I think that that's how all women should be. And if you're not, then work on your self confidence and your self love, because you deserve to be somebody's first choice always, never somebody's second choice.
No,
And as
exactly.
much as
And Anna's so beautiful. Like,
as much as I don't like Casey, I have the same sentiments to her. I'm not a fan of Casey, but Patrick was just too wishy washy. They both deserved better. So that's where I'm gonna just end it there, because I could talk a lot of
oh, I
trash
did
on
want
her.
to add something. Did want to add something. I don't know if anybody else caught it. To me, it kind of made me a little nervous for her. It was for Edmund when his mom was talking to Calabria and was telling her, I think she was talking to both of them, and then or her son, and then Calabria walked in during the conversation. But she talks about how Calabria looks like she is the type of girl to tell her how it is instead of running and telling her son when a conflict happens. And she made the comment, not
Yeah.
everything needs to go back to my son. And she kind of agreed. And it that really bothered me because it's just like, to me, it's like, do you know you're gonna start like,
Mm.
how often do your daughter-in-laws have to run to their husbands that you're being a bully? Because that's kind of a red flag for me. I kind of would have, I didn't take that good, like as in a good way. Like, oh, she'll tell you how it is. Why would she need to? And why are they running to your sons all the time? What are you doing?
That is interesting. It is, I guess, the way that I look at it too. Why would you be saying you can't, not everything needs to go back to them? When you marry someone, I mean, it's kind of known, it's full well, like you share everything with that person. You have conversations with them. And if you
I was gonna
don't,
say
then
everything
I
gets
I
back to
don't think
him.
you have like a solid foundation.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. It was so much fun. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment because the engagement really helps us out, and share to your friends and family. So we will see you in the next one. Bye.